Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live. Thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. We're going to talk all about this eclipse that we have coming up on Saturday, October 14th of 2023. It is a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And of course, that comes with a lot of deeper meaning that we're going to dive into. I'm going to talk about the general meaning of the eclipse and a general meaning of the new moon in Libra. We're going to talk about the aspects. I'll show you the chart of the eclipse, the Stargates, the chakra, the system of the body. We're also going to go into the Sabian Symbol, the Chandra Symbol, and the gene key of this eclipse, and also mention the human design gate, because I will be doing a broadcast all just focused on the human design gate of the eclipse through the lens of human design, but I like to mention it so we get a little preview of what we're going to be talking about when we do get to that point. Thank you for being here. Hello, Raven. Hello, Raessa. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome in. So happy to see you guys here live. If you are here in the chat, say hi so I can say hi back. And if you're watching the replay, leave a comment below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Hello, Lorette. Welcome in. Definitely download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, which is the best place to stay in contact. And there are a lot of events coming up, and I usually send emails to give information about the events that are coming up, any sales that I'm having on my Etsy store, any special things that are coming up. So excited about that. So let me talk a little bit about what's coming up in our community. We do have a private community, a private space for us all to share in, and we host free classes, free yoga classes, Kundalini yoga classes, new and full moon ceremonies, meditations, and that leads me to sharing that our Miracle Morning 30-day practice begins on Saturday, on the day of this eclipse. We decided to start on this day because new moons are times to set powerful intentions, and the Miracle Morning practice is meant to help you find and activate miracles in your life. So everything we're going to be doing in this practice, which involves the lost Kriya of Yogi Bhajan with the miracle mantra, the Guru Guru Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru mantra, which is called the miracle mantra. We're going to be chanting that right away. Then we're going to do recapitulation, which is a bit like soul retrieval, going back in time, revisiting events of the past. This is also like inner child work, trauma healing, shadow work, all of that involved into one, and then doing the powerful healing that needs to happen in order for us to release those things, leave them behind and move on. And then we can be more liberated and free to grow and expand in our current life in the present moment. Then we do journaling. Then we dive into a guided energy clearing the aura, the auric field, so that we feel really good for the day. And this is a really good practice to do every single day. Then we have our affirmations. And at the very end, we spend some time reading our favorite book so that we get it all in within 1 hour. I actually recorded the video that we're going to be all doing it along with. And it's pretty awesome. It's going to be a really powerful practice. Our official orientation is tomorrow. And that's October 10th. It is going to be happening at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And this is going to basically guide you through the whole practice. And I'm going to go into detail about what each thing entails and how it's going to work when we start officially on October 14th, which is Saturday. So come join us for that. It's going to be really powerful. So expect to be together for about 2 hours tomorrow evening for the orientation. I'm going to record it. So there is going to be a replay, which is always awesome. And let's see what else is coming up. There are some crazy planet shifts. There's, Venus just entered Virgo. We have Mars going to be entering Scorpio right before the eclipse. There's a lot coming up in terms of the astrology. And those are topics and themes that I cover in the Starseed membership. And that membership is actually an amazing way to get more involved and to be guided through the entire astrological wheel, like transit by transit. Every month I release the astrology and theme of the month video, the symbology and Akashic reading of the month. Every time a planet ingresses into a new sign, I make a video. I tell you where it's happening in your chart, and we get to watch ourselves flow through the wheel and know what to do and what is each season for, according to the ancient Atlantean wisdom. And that takes us to what chakra is, being activated during that time and what system of the body, and how working on that chakra, that system of the body, and those energies will help us to navigate through the season successfully. We also have our book club. So we have a book club that is really awesome. The next book that we are going to read is Rise, Sister Rise by Rebecca Campbell. And our first session is this Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to be discussing part 1 and part 2 of the book. If you've read it before, come join us, because this book is just so amazing. I've read it before. It's so poetic and it's just so beautiful and so uplifting. And this may be the book that you choose to read for your miracle morning too. So super exciting stuff. I think I'm good with all the announcements that I have to make. I'll share more at another time, but this week, that's what's going on. Let me say hi to all the people that came in. Hello, Lorette, welcome in. Veronica, welcome in. Stephanie, hello. Valerie, Ariel is here. Awesome. Darcy, hello. Welcome. Holly, welcome in. All right. So let's dive into this eclipse. This is an eclipse, which means that we are in eclipse season, which means it is a time of revolution. It is a time of powerful change. It is a time of upheaval. It is a time of, you know what's going on in the collective. No joke, this is fucking sketch. So it is a time where we get an opportunity to work really closely with the energies of karma, soul contracts, destiny, life path, purpose, and direction. The South Node is the one that deals with karma and soul contracts and, past lives and healing old wounds and shadow work and letting go and purging. I think I just saw somebody say that in the chat. And the North Node deals with purpose, direction, destiny, path forward. And this eclipse that's happening on Saturday is a South Node eclipse, which means that that's what we're going to be dealing with. Those themes overarch the whole energy of this eclipse. So you can't just say it's a new moon in Libra, obviously. Also, if you live in the United States, this eclipse is going to be literally passing over us. We decided, Dawn and I were going to go take a trip up to Shiprock or to Monument Valley to watch the eclipse, but neither of us were feeling it. And we're like, what about we go there? What about we go there? Because literally, if we just drive like an hour north, we are in the full totality of the eclipse. Where we are in Arizona is kind of just outside the main edge. We're close enough. And I wanted to be really under the full eclipse just because that experience is just so powerful and unique and not your everyday thing, And so, but we're like thinking about it. And neither of us feel the desire to go somewhere else because we do have property here and we want to actually do ceremony on our property. And so we're going to, be praying at the property. I'm going to be chanting. We're going to be doing our own personal ceremony on Saturday, right at the time that the eclipse is happening. So I actually recommend if you live on the path of the eclipse that you also take a time to do that while the event is actually going on. And then now that we're not going anywhere that evening, of course, I will be able to do our ceremony and celebration in the global community. Although I'm going to wait to see what the energy feels like, because sometimes you need like that stillness and it requires more of like a quiet tuning in to the energy versus like what we normally do, which is like Club Jai. But anyways, if I feel Club Jai vibes, then we'll do Club Jai. But we always do a ritual and I pull cards and everything and do the collective reading. So it's going to be really, really a powerful time. Saturday is a big day. I would recommend that you don't work on Saturday and that you give yourself, space to sit with the frequency and to really tune in. And of course, if you're going to be joining us for the Miracle Morning, then this is going to be the time for you. Possibly you could do it during this time or ahead of time and then just sit with the eclipse when the time comes. So what else is important about this eclipse? Well, it is a eclipse in the sign of Libra. And Libra is about finding balance and harmony, specifically for relationships and partnerships. In archetypal terms, Libra is the Justice card and the feather of Ma'at, which deals with karma and deals with crossing through the portal to the other side towards our path of enlightenment and spiritual ascension. And the way that it works is your heart is weighed against the feather of Ma'at. And if your heart doesn't weigh as light as a feather, then you are going to not pass through the portal. And so this is about shedding. Of course, the weight is like the weight that we carry through life, the things that we hold on to. And that's why I feel like this is such a powerful theme always of releasing and letting go. Although a new moon is the time to set an intention, this is a huge moment for us to really tune in like ritualistically and set a powerful intention for what do we really want to let go? What are we letting go of? That's a question. That's a big question that you should definitely be asking yourself right now. What are you letting go of? What's leaving? What's like exiting your life? Because this is a huge theme that is kind of intertwined with this whole eclipse. So we're paying out our karmic debts. We're resolving karmic connections. At least that's what is being asked of us. And because, again, it's a South Node eclipse, this intensifies the theme of working through karma, through the past. And you know how we love that. I already feel this in my life right now. I feel these themes showing up so clearly. Like for me, this eclipse is going to be happening. All this Libra stuff for me is happening in my 4th house. And I highly recommend that you look up where is this happening in your chart, because it'll give you a lot of insight into what are the bigger lessons that are showing up for you. For me, it's the 4th house of the home and family. And it's been a big theme that has been just coming up lately. I feel like it's been an ongoing thing. So we're already feeling the effect of eclipse season, but it'll reach the sort of climactic point on Saturday when it does become, come to exact. So let's take a look at the chart of the eclipse. And you can see right there, you've got sun and moon conjunct, but you can see, like, look at this stellium. This is a big deal. So there's the south node, there's the sun, there's the moon, Mercury is right there. And then Pallas Athena too. She's part of the stellium and she is the goddess of wisdom. Mars will have just left Libra and entered into Scorpio. So Mars will feel really good. The ruler of Libra is Venus, and Venus is over here in Virgo. She just entered the sign of Virgo. So what is the dispositing energy? Look at Virgo in your chart. Where's Virgo, right? It's the house raised before, right? So for me, it would be like the 3rd house, which is communication. So depending on where all these things are, they give you a lot of insight into what's happening to you personally in your own individual life. So Venus in Virgo is not very happy in Virgo, but when I made the video for Venus in Virgo, I remember specifically saying that I think this is going to be a very positive thing, or a very kind of needed energy, because discernment is needed. And to me, Virgo is a really strong energy to help us discern, because Virgo just tells it like it is. Virgo is just like, here's the truth. I'm not going to like sugarcoat anything. And this is what is here present. And I think it's kind of in that way, it can be a little bit like ruthless, but actually fun in a funny way, but it's like so extremely honest. You're like, damn, dude. But it's good, because sometimes we need that like raw reality, and like, it's so not Pisces, it's so not dreamy. It's like, I'm here in the moment and I'm like disgusted at this shit because look at it, but actually I feel like that is important, because we have to do a lot of discerning right now. There's a lot of trying to figure out what is the right balance in my life. What does even harmony mean to me right now? What is it that I need to see more clearly? Libra is a cardinal sign, and so it initiates things. And so this is an energy that will initiate, will begin. There's a process it's beginning, and it's going to be up to us how it kind of unfolds. So that's pretty significant there. Obviously, I mentioned the South Node is right there. Mercury's right there. But then look also right across. So what's right across? The North Node, of course. And then Chiron. And Chiron is the wounded healer. And if you notice, he's at 17 degrees. And so is Mercury. So this is an exact opposition from Mercury to Chiron. What is Mercury? Mercury is the mind. The mind is in the realm of the South Node right now. The mind is on the side. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. The mind is on the side of the eclipse. And it's actually there to help. Like, okay, let me help you discern. Let me help you, work it out. Let me help you find better ways to communicate. Let me help you express your own truth. And let me help you, weigh the odds. This is the balance. Libra is the balance that helps us to weigh the odds. And and Mercury's looking directly across at Chiron, who's saying, I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm here to teach you a lesson on how to heal your lost sense of self. how to heal your identity, how to redefine yourself, how to let go of having to rely so much on defining yourself by everything around you, you know, specifically the relationships in your life, and moving towards trusting yourself more. North Node Aries is about trusting ourselves and like to go do the thing that we want to do. Aries is cardinal fire. It initiates action. This is the sign that's ruled by Mars. And if you look at, well, what if the dispositor of the North Node right now is Mars? Where is Mars? Mars is close to the South Node. It's not exactly right there, but it's close to there. And Mars just entered Scorpio. So Mars like, I ain't messing around. I am here and I mean business. And I'm in my realm now. Like he's back on his throne. Scorpio he's the co-ruler of Scorpio as well. He's back on his throne. He's feeling really good. And finally gained his strength back. Because Mars in Libra is a weak energy, like literally weak, because Mars wants to act, and Libra is like, no, not yet. We need to think about this first. You know, we need to look at this. We need to weigh the odds. We need to see what has more, you know, more weight, and then and if this doesn't have enough weight, how do we bring the scales back to balance? And Mars is like, I don't care about that. I'm here to just bring the drive, bring the motivation, and bring the power to act on the things that we decide. So when it has to sit there and weigh and wait, it's like super frustrated. And we may have been feeling that way with Mars in Libra, but now Mars is going to be in Scorpio. In like a couple of days, he's moving into Scorpio, and I will be making a video about this transit and what it means. And I have Mars in Scorpio. So for me, it's my Mars return. And I mean, I'm going to feel good about this. You know, this is going to be a good energy. So what are some of the other aspects that are happening here? So the eclipse is in a wide orb square to Pluto. So I'll show you right here. There's the square, you know, and there's the opposition. It kind of makes this triangle shape. And Pluto, he's the god of the underworld, but he's also the ultimate planet of liberation. The only way to move through, like squares throw a wrench in it, stops working, and it goes stop. You're going too fast, or you're not seeing, you're not finding clarity. We need to stop the world, your world. And so once that happens, it's like a jolt that wakes you up and goes, oh my God, like I wasn't even paying attention to that. I wasn't even listening. Then that's why this happened, you know, because the world, the message was, hey, slow down, because this is important. And Pluto also represents the shadows, and seeing the shadows in the darkness, meaning all of the things within ourselves that are looking for healing and therefore coming up. So Pluto's going to bring up those things so that we can see them as if like, here's your plate of, you know, stuff that you're going to deal with. What are you going to do about it? You know, because you got to do something about it. It's like you're trying to get through a door and someone's like not letting you get through. Like, hey, no, you didn't finish that. You didn't deal with that. So I'm going to throw a wrench in it and help you to see that this is really important, that you have to see it. So there's no other way to get around that. So that's significant. And then the other beautiful, I say beautiful because it's a positive energy transit that is going on, is Mars making a beautiful trine to Saturn. This is bringing in a sense of guided drive, guided meditation, determination to commit. That's good. Like, we need to commit. We need to like start to really take responsibility. Hopefully we're already taking responsibility, but we really need to take responsibility for our actions. And this gives us the awareness that we have to do that and the help to do that. So this is a good thing, good message. All right. So that is all of the aspects that I wanted to share with you. And let's talk about the stargates that are showing up during this eclipse. This is an Arcturus stargate. There's like a couple of degrees away from a star called Spica. And it's a major Arcturus marking. What are the Arcturian starseeds? They are the ones that brought the knowledge of the sacred geometry and like the laws of the universe and understanding how the universe works and like mathematics and even the science of music and the connection between all of these different like art and science coming together as one. So that makes sense, right? Libra, art, science. And it is a beautiful, beautiful starseed energy that can help us tune into ancient knowledge. And that's why I say I think you should definitely sit and meditate during this eclipse, because you can tune into that Arcturian starseed energy. The chakra of the body that Libra represents is the high heart chakra. And the high heart chakra is the contemplation. It's the holding of the breath. It's that moment of stillness where you feel at one with the stillness. It represents our soul, our higher self. And it is a connection to the higher being, that the higher centers that hold the frequency of spirit within our body and then above and below the body. So like what links us to the heavens above, what links us to the earth below, what anchors us to the earth below, and what holds us in a higher frequency than the heart. It's the high heart. And so in this space, obviously there's like the Christ consciousness and compassion and a higher frequency of love. So it's actually really beautiful. This Libra season also is represented by the immune system. So it is so important to take care of your immune system. It is so important to watch, what you eat, what you drink. Are you taking care of yourself? The immune system is like your army that will defend you, but you need to keep it healthy to be able to defend you. This immune system can also be how, in a more symbolic sense, how we get defensive. It can cause us to get defensive, or it can cause us to not defend ourselves enough. Those two things are kind of a big deal. And let's go into the Sabian symbol. So I'm going to go back to the screen. So what is the Sabian symbol for this moon? All right. A hoodie student impudently takes a seat on the edge of the teacher's desk and reads a paper that subtly mocks the teacher's entire point of view. And these symbols they're beautiful visuals that can help us tap into the frequency of this energy. So this is about unseating illegitimate authority, poking holes in the official story, refusing to have one's personal experience or the imaginative elements of one's identity devalued or dismissed. It's like adolescent rebelliousness. You never quite grow up. This is about standing up for one's own reading of what is and isn't important, inviting others into one's own way of looking at things, persuasive storytellers, telling it like it is versus seducing others with attractive half-truths. Sly, they may fool others, but they hate being fooled themselves. Getting one's point across through exaggeration or ridicule, indulge in wretched excess. Ooh, it's like overindulging. Interesting. Demanding fairness and inclusiveness in society, and rebelling against regimentation of thought or behavior. That's actually that's really strong energy. That's a big deal. If that's part of what it encompasses. That rebelliousness is kind of gnarly. Okay, now let's look at the Chandra symbol. The Chandra symbol is an ancient glass vial, perfectly preserved. Soul memory, intensively held to ancient faculties. A stunning quality of still feeling the way people felt a very long time ago. A super sensitivity hidden and protected, disguised and played off of. Underneath, being vastly in tune with dreams of existence, places, and times that to others are remote, but that to you are closer than close. Hello, Mama O. Your usurpast ability to bring other realities into this world faithfully, accurately, and dispassionately has a dazzling array of accompanying treasures, which include feeling virtually immune to contemporary egoisms and having no problem at all imagining and bringing to life absolutely anything. A repository of timeless knowledge to draw from, yet it is self-replenishing. The bottomless well of source knowingness, unaffected by time, by circumstance, or by any changes you go through. Riches that bear integrity and conviction and quickly disappear out of view when called to compromise or compete. It is all inside, and it is complete. And it is so very true. Dude, an ancient glass vial, perfectly preserved. That is like music to my ears, you know? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like that's the connection to the Arcturian starseeds. An ancient glass vial, perfectly preserved. Wow. I think that's one of my favorite Chandra symbols that I have ever read. And the way that the Chandra symbols work is that you always go 1 degree after. So technically, this is the 22nd degree. 22 is a master number. I just love that. That was amazing. Okay, so let us talk now about the gene key of this eclipse. So it happens to land on the 32nd gene key, which is described as ancestral reverence. I mean, look at all these themes are so intertwined. Like sometimes the themes are like all over the place. No, this one, I keep feeling like we're getting the same message over and over. This gene key goes from the shadow of failure to the gift of preservation to the city of veneration. And we will read about this city of veneration. The perfume of consciousness. To attain a citic state presupposes that fear has been entirely transcended. It has left the building altogether. Through this 30-second gift, we can see how a negative pattern such as fear or anger can be transformed into a beneficial force simply by raising the frequency of the gene key and pressing it into service of the whole. It is this very transformation that will eventually lead to the higher state of the 32nd city of veneration. Each of the 64 gene keys is essentially a process in which fear or anger is progressively transformed by being put to good use in the service of totality. At a certain point, however, the ancient genetic fears can be transcended altogether. When you dedicate your life to the service of others, this creates a progressive buildup of frequency within your subtle bodies. The first obstacle that has to be overcome is the karma of your past. If your commitment is consistent enough, usually over many lives, eventually you will burn up all the karma accumulated in your ancestral DNA. The power of service should never be underestimated. Service is the expression of love, and love, as we all know, can move mountains. The gradual transformation of ancient karma is like watching a saucepan of water slowly coming to a boil. For a considerable amount of time, nothing appears to be occurring. At a certain point, however, you sense a great pressure building within the saucepan, and you see the telltale signs that something big is about to happen. Vapor begins to rise. A tangible heat begins to emanate. Tiny bubbles prick the surface. When the explosion finally happens, it happens all at once and appears to be unstoppable. This describes the process of the dawning of the cities, the higher divine consciousness hiding in your DNA. It is the same with human evolution. One day you reach an incarnation in which a great sense of something impending begins to surround you. Your life is littered with the signs and promises of a great and an impossible sounding dream. You feel the pressure of this other reality more than you have ever before. And during these last stages, your final tests are the most intense, as the most ancient vestiges of your karma are burned white hot from your very DNA. Woo! When the supernova finally occurs in you, your identity and even your gifts are crushed as a new field of service emerges through you. This is the Siddhic state. The physical vehicle and its chemical genetic coding remain to determine and limit the expression of your particular divine archetype. But the sheer voltage of the light frequencies that have ended your sense of separation have literally washed your DNA clean of its memory. Only then do your true cities emerge. The 32nd city is the state of veneration. It is all that remains when fear has burned away. Veneration is the state that occurs when you see and know your place within the great living chain of life. You can look down the spiral of evolution and see those less evolved than you. And you can look up the ladder and see those far beyond you. Because you look at your place without a sense of personal identity, all you can do is experience wonder. You see the interdependence of all life, and you know the one force that motivates and moves all life, including your own tiny form. Veneration is about feeling both tiny and huge at the same time. Right? Mama O said Neo. I love it. In the Siddhic state, the ring past knot of death has been breached so that you have a real experience of immortality, the 28th city, since the one light is now entirely focused through your spirit. All you see is the beautiful spiraling arc of evolution through the myriad chains of reality. At this level, you are way beyond the personality that identifies with its individual vehicle. You are even beyond the soul or causal body, which continuously incarnates through multiple vehicles throughout time. The crystalline surface of the soul itself has shattered, which means that the consciousness within your genetic chain has transcended or outgrown its vehicle. There is no ounce of separateness left, so there is nothing to reincarnate anymore. For you, the entire notion of evolution has now come to an end. This great mystery is described in more depth in the 22nd gene key. Every Siddhic state leaves a divine message before it leaves this plane of being and returns to the formless state. This message is rather like an autobiography of consciousness through all its lives and experiences in that particular chain of life. Thus, the great sages each leave us something unique that builds on the wisdom of previous sages. Those who have attained the city of veneration have always incarnated in some form of spiritual lineage. Consciousness in form has to move through the limitation of lineage. This lineage is an archetypal lineage rather than a uniquely genetic or social one. In the language of the gene keys, it is called your fractal lineage or your fractal line. That fractal lineage, the fractal lineage of Christ, for example, has nothing to do with the religion of Christianity. It has to do with vibration. Thus, by way of example, the Indian saint Ramana Maharshi is a descendant of the Christ lineage, even though he knew little of Jesus' life or teachings. The great lineages of the Tibetan culture are examples of fractal lines that are both vibrational, the Buddha lineage, as well as social and genetic, since these lineages were for many centuries deliberately confined to a single culture. Now, with the spreading of these powerful teachings, many evolved lamas and tulkus are incarnating into Western bodies. Even so, the fractal lineage remains. Veneration is about being on a spiral ladder. You stand on the shoulders of those who have come before you, and you allow those who will go beyond you to stand upon your shoulders in turn. This is how higher consciousness extends and expands itself into humanity. What you venerate is the chain itself, as well as all the beings above and below you. You realize that even the humblest insect is allowing you to stand upon the shoulders of its consciousness. This gives rise to the fathomless feeling of reverence for all sentient life. Veneration is rooted in respect, reverence, and gratitude for all aspects and forms of the one consciousness behind creation. It is an intense aroma or perfume that is given off by consciousness itself. For the one experiencing this city, this perfume is detected everywhere, in everything, all the time. The great secret to this 32nd city is to be found in the simplest of symbols: water. In human physiology, the 32nd gene key represents the regulation of liquid in your body. This is why it has such a deep connection with your genetic memory, since water holds memory. There is a peculiarity within the hydrogen atom that allows it to transfer consciousness as memory. Since our planet and our bodies are made up primarily of water, this is the medium through which our collective consciousness evolves. The water cycle on our planet is actually how we are awakening. Every form that dies releases its water content back into the water cycle, which means that every form releases a finite number of more evolved hydrogen atoms back into the world. Thus, the hydrogen atoms in every vegetable you eat pass through your body and leave through your sweat or urine more evolved than when they entered your body. This evolving chain of consciousness is present and occurring in every single life form on our planet through the medium of the water in the food chain. The key to evolution is digestion. The more you contemplate this 32nd city, the more reverence you will inevitably feel for all life. As it penetrates deeper and deeper into your heart, you will begin to smell the divine perfume of consciousness as it moves between and behind all forms of life. Eventually, no matter what is before you, all you will see is the self, the Atman, the divine being, perfectly playing and weaving and evolving right before your very eyes. Sat Nam. Veneration. Wow. That was amazing. It's always hard to start talking again after I do that, because when I read from this book, I swear to God, I go into like an altered state of consciousness and I feel myself floating. And I love reading this shit. But yeah, I love actually like narrating it, like reading it out loud to you guys. There's just something about it. I'm like, whoa, I'm like feeling the words and like, it's insane. It's always an experience to read this book. But if you have not ever gotten this book, or if you don't even know what this is about, you're missing out. This is amazing. Rebecca says, I get downloads through water. I love that. Yes. Trust your gut, the second brain. Yes, we are the descendants of our sacred grandmothers of the moon. I love that. Sat Nam. Yes. So, thank you all for being here. I will talk about the human design gate, right, Lish? The human design gate of the new moon eclipse on either Wednesday or Friday. We'll see. Either way, the human design gate, the 32nd gate, is called the gate of continuity, of duration. It's found in the spleen center, which is a powerful center of instinctual intuition, awareness in the moment. Hello, Lisa. And it connects to the 54th gate. And together they form the channel of transformation, a design of being driven. So that's what we're going to be discussing. So make sure to bring your human design chart with you next time to see if you have this channel completed by this eclipse and how powerful it is going to be for us based off of our human design and activating our spleen. So this is exciting stuff. Thank you all so much for being here and joining us tonight for this Eclipse Astrology. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Please share it out with your friends on social media, on text, however you want to do it. I always appreciate that. Leave a comment and make sure if you are new to this channel that you subscribe. Also, check out the new video series that Raven and I are doing. We did our first video this morning going into all of the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We did an Akashic record reading. We pulled cards. I talked about how the astrology of Libra season is going to be affecting all the fire signs. So if you have anything in fire, you might want to go watch that video. Tomorrow we're going to do all the earth signs. So make sure to check that out. I'm going to be creating that video tonight and that event in the global community tonight. It's a lot of exciting stuff. And I hope to see you tomorrow in the global community meditation hub space for our Miracle Morning official orientation. Satnam, everyone. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you all again very soon.